How's you doing, man? How's y'all doing on this that time Thursday? You know what I'm talking about, man. It's your partner, man. Who? It's your partner, man. Bro, put a little bit more light on it. You know what I'm talking about? Let's shed a little bit more light on the situation, man. You know what I'm talking about? What's good? People like hee hee, ha ha. I'm gonna say always, and I mean always. Brush your whiskers when you on TV, boy. You know what I'm talking about? Hee hee, ha ha. You know what I'm talking about? Kid in the pen. You know what I'm talking about? Coffee Chronicle. All my folks incarcerated, all my folks who ain't. Everybody on the top of that thing, everybody on the bottom of that thing, man, you know what I'm talking about? Keep that head up, keep pushing. We gonna get through it to get to it, you know what I'm talking about? Did I say Ken in the pen? I don't know, but if I didn't, go get that stick up in stores now. You know what I'm talking about? You can go get you one from MacArthur 76 Giants Liquor. You can go get you one from 82nd Hillside, the barbershop. They say somebody put them in their stores in the hundreds. Thank you, young man. You know what I'm talking about? Baby Cuz got some. You know what I'm talking about? Baby Cuz, how you do that so quick? You know what I'm talking about? How did you learn to get that down so quick? You know what I'm talking about? Or if all else fails, you can go to Amazon, man, and get you a hardback. You know what I'm talking about? Stick up in stores now. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Swing that finger, you know, man. You know what I'm talking about? Come on with it, bro. You know what I'm talking about? Worldwide. You know what I'm talking about? Worldwide. Hey, you know what I'm talking about? INC, Indugu, Fresh, Mike, Lil Rue, not Lil Rube, Lil Rue. You know what I'm talking about? Tata the player. That's who comes next. You know what I'm talking about, man? Same thing, man. All my folks incarcerated, all my folks who ain't, man. Everybody on the bottom of that thing, everybody on the top of that thing. Keep your head up, keep pushing. We gonna get through it to get to it. You know what I'm talking about? Let's get through these disclaimers. Now, good brother like myself, I don't promote no drug users. I don't promote no drug sellers. You know what I'm talking about? I don't promote no alcohol consumption. No, don't take a sip of the sippers. You know what I'm talking about? I don't promote no crime. I don't promote no violence. You know what I'm talking about? I don't promote no domestic violence. No, you know what I'm talking about? Keep your hands off them people. You know what I'm talking about? You don't talk about down. You don't talk about promote. You know what I'm talking about? No. Negativity. You know what I'm talking about? No. You know what I'm talking about? Me. You know what I'm talking about? I don't promote shit. You know what I'm talking about? Who me? I don't promote shit. You know what I'm talking about? No. You know what I'm talking about? Me. All I promote is y'all. He don't talking about me talking to y'all. He don't talking about going to do what you gonna do with your time, man. That's all I promote. And make sure you find the right thing to do with it. We don't know how much we got people. You know what I'm talking about? With a good brother like myself, I ain't prejudiced, nah. I ain't got nothing against the sexually different. I ain't got nothing against the little people, nah. You know what I'm talking about? Me, I ain't got no problems with nobody. You know what I'm talking about? Me, you know what I'm talking about? I love everybody. You know what I'm talking about? As a matter of fact, I'm on a quest. You know what I'm talking about? Bring that peace. You know what I'm talking about? That joy. You know what I'm talking about? And that love. You know what I'm talking about? That love. Back to the YouTube community, man. You with me? Come on. Fuck with your partner. Hey, check it out, man. Hey, gonna fuck with a nigga one time. You know what I'm talking about? Man, what's good with the people? You know what I'm talking about? Say, bro, what's good with you today, man? That time Thursday looking at you. Say, that time, you know what I'm talking about? Shout out to everybody who ain't never had a genie but still wish they income tax check could come. Abracadabra. I see. Fuck it. He don't talking about. Oh, we got to get in the one they say, because, bro, you on the run this morning, ain't you? Got a bunch of stuff to do. Yes, I do, man. Look, that time, man. Now, in life, now, I don't know what some people, you know what I'm talking about, but I can tell you as you get older, because you see it a lot, you know what I'm talking about? You see it a lot now when everybody in jail and dead and shit. Like how, I ain't gonna say people like, but in time, they was just there, you know what I'm talking about? They was just there, you know what I'm talking about? And that's how you get people that rewrite history and all that shit, right? It's called that time Thursday, you know what I'm talking about? So, have you ever had that time in your life? I'm talking about, well, I can't say that to some people, but the people I'm talking, they know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about before the social media and shit, you know what I'm talking about? Before you could just lie on your pictures and all that shit, when you just really had to be who you was out there in the society, the world, you know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Have you ever had that time? You know, I don't know. Because what you see is like, if you never had that time, you gonna see motherfuckers act out. It's just like if you ain't never had no money and you give a motherfucker $20, he gonna think he got some money. Cause you ain't never had none before. So that little $20 gonna be big to him, real big. You know what I'm talking about? And he gonna act like a nigga with $20 that a nigga with $1,000,000 act like. You know what I'm talking about? So ask yourself, have you ever had that time in your life? You know what I'm talking about? When you was it. You know what I'm talking about? When you was sitting there bouncing. You know what I'm talking about? You might have had a Cadillac. You know what I'm talking about? You might have had a box shell. You know what I'm talking about? Might have had to drop 6'5" stand. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know. You know what I'm talking about? But have you had that time? You know what I'm talking about in your life? Or is you just now getting around to being important? Yeah, I don't know. You know what I'm talking about? But this is That Time Thursday. Maybe because you say, man, what is you talking about? People who never had their time still looking for it. You know what I'm talking about? It's like, baby, cuz, have you ever had your time? Several decades. You know what I'm talking about? No, but that's like, if you ever heard that saying, act like a nigga who ain't never had shit. Most people that act like that is people who ain't never had their time. That's why shit just means something to them. That's why little shit means something to them. You know what I'm talking about? It's just like motherfucker might have been a nerd at school or something. You know what I'm talking about? Wasn't too popular in the hallways. So when they grew up, they became the police. You know what I'm talking about? The police department. Now they riding around slamming motherfuckers because they got the power. You know what I'm talking about? It works something like that. It's the people who ain't never had their chance. When you finally get a chance, that's the motherfuckers I was telling you about when you go to jail. The people who really ain't got no stripes trying to tell you to do more than people do that got stripes. It's something like that. That Time Thursday. And if you ain't never had your time, I really feel sorry for you. I do. Especially like if you're around my age and you never got your chance, I feel sorry for you. I just do. Because you ain't gonna know how to act. If you get your chance somewhere around now, you know what I'm talking about? Because your notoriety and your popularity came to let him talk about you in the wrong decade for it. Fire pop. Yeah, you're in the wrong decade for it. You know what I'm talking about? See, because when you just been having your time, you going to age with your times you didn't have. You know what I'm talking about? It's just like if you ain't never had Jordans and you waited till you get to 75-year-olds to start buying ones, you might have passed your time. You know what I'm talking about? Who else has some ones? Bro, what's wrong with you? Yeah, I don't know. Got a bunch to do. I was just sitting here, you know what I'm talking about? Things on my mind. And this morning, you know what I'm talking about? Oh man, we got a bunch to go do again today. You know what I'm talking about? What you do? You know what I'm talking about? But this is that. They gonna say, bro, I don't get it. It's that time. That Time Thursday, man. Because if you never had that time, when you finally get it, most likely you're gonna be boozy. That's why it's good to have your times when you young. You know what I'm talking about? So you know how to handle that shit by the time you know what I'm talking about? Have you ever had your time as you was young until you was an adult? You know what I'm talking about? Because if you have, like you just living in your time. You just living in your time. You know what I'm talking about? Because the older you get, there's gonna be more motherfuckers trying to rewrite history. Like this happened and this didn't happen and all this and you know what I'm talking about? Do you remember when I had the candy just make up something, you know what I mean? That's where you get that shit from. That's why I always say I was who I was when everybody was alive and out of jail. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all probably won't get that. But that's who I was when everybody was still here. You know what I'm talking about? I didn't create myself after everybody left. Whatever I had going on was going on while everybody was still here. You know what I'm talking about? So have you ever had that time? You know what I'm talking about? Before this artificial attention and shit, you know what I'm talking about? Did you ever have your time? When it was just before, you know what I'm talking about, the fossil era, you know what I'm talking about? Had you ever had your time? Did they know your, before MySpace, did they know my name? You know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. They did. Say, bro, what did you talk about? Sound like you rambling. No, man, have you ever had that time in your life? You know what I'm talking about? Where you was it. You know what I'm talking about? Where you was the most important thing around. You know what I'm talking about? Have you ever had that time? Because if you ain't had that time before, most likely you ain't gonna know how to act when you do get it. You gonna act like a goddamn fool. You know what I'm talking about? Goes back to that saying, you ever seen a nigga, you act like a nigga that ain't never had shit. You know what I'm talking about? When your time come, how you gonna act? You know what I'm talking about? Is you gonna stay the same? You know what I'm talking about? Or is you gonna let the times change it? You know what I'm talking about? Or is you gonna change the times? You know what I'm talking about? Which one are you? You know what I'm talking about? I don't know. Somebody gonna still say, baby, cuz what the fuck is you talking about? And most likely that's gonna be a motherfucker who ain't never had that time. You know what I'm talking about? My point the whole thing is, if you're a motherfucker that been living, just been, you know what I'm talking about, every decade you been in, you know what I'm talking about, it was that time, that shit don't even impress you no more. Coffee Chronicles. You looking for something else inside your time. You know what I'm talking about? But if you one of the people that had your time, most likely you still having your time. If you free or not fucked up on no drugs or nothing. Cause you think different. Cause really you ain't never just had your time. You just remained your to your thing, you know what I'm talking about? You remain to your own what word am I looking for? Just whatever you was doing, bruh. You know what I mean? Program, that's what I was looking for. Your program just ages with time, you know what I'm talking about? No matter what it is, you know what I'm talking about? Have your program ever aged with time? Like one size fits all. That time Thursday. If you a youngster, if you a youngster and you ain't already in no trouble, you having your time right now, young man. You know what I'm talking about? Nephew, sis, old man, old lady. You know what I'm talking about? If you ain't never been in trouble, them the best times you can never have. Them the best times you can never have. You know what I mean? They gonna say, bro, you rambling again. I'm not. You just don't listen that deep. But for all the young people that's not in trouble, fuck these times. You know what I'm talking about? Stay on your you having your time. Cause whatever you doing is gonna keep you free to really run into your time. They say success is the best revenge. Is it? Success. And you know what I'm talking about is the best revenge. When you really realize that you're everything that you're ever going to need while you own this motherfucker, it's inside your damn head. It's inside your thoughts. You know what I'm talking about? Nephew, sis, old man, old lady. You know what I'm talking about? Once you realize that, you'll have your time as long as you're alive. Because your time is really about you. You know what I'm talking about? It's actually about you having your time. And not trying to make somebody else think that you got your time, or you know what I'm talking about. It's really about having your time, in your time. You know what I'm talking about? You probably don't. To the average motherfucker, probably sound like I'm rambling. But this is that time Thursday, man. You know what I'm talking about? That time. Have you ever had that time? You know what I'm talking about? Are you still looking for it? Do you know what it feel like? You know what I'm talking about? Sometimes it get cold. What's wrong with you, bruh? You know what I'm talking about? And nothing. You know what I'm talking about? Is y'all bouncing with the baby cuz. Now somebody gonna come up here and say, baby cuz, I don't understand shit that you just said. And that's okay. You know what I'm talking about? That's okay. Hey, maybe you should go listen to somebody you can understand. You know what I'm talking about? But if you ain't never had that time, when you do get it, you're gonna act like a goddamn fool. What time are you looking for? What are you actually trying to accomplish? Are you really trying to be something? Or are you trying to be something to everybody else? Which one is you trying to do? You know what I'm talking about? Is you actually gonna have your time? Or do you just want to look like you're having the time? I don't know. Where's your time gonna take you? You know what I'm talking about? I can tell you where mine has took me up into this far. You know what I'm talking about? And with that one right there, if you don't remember nothing else, always remember, it don't cost nothing. It's just to show a little bit of love.